many have heard of the 1 Million Cups before coming here? Okay, great. Oh, awesome. How did you guys hear about it?
Online, things that I followed. I saw some things in other cities, and then I saw it was happening here, and I just hadn't gotten on my calendar. So.
Okay, awesome. How about you? Oh, Jim Green told you about it? Okay. But how about before Lake County? Because, you know, we launched this chapter, and I use the word chapter loosely because it really does represent an entrepreneurial community in Lake County. And it's so cool, I think, for us, and again, for the people who've been here before, you've heard this before, broken record kind of thing. But 1 Million Cups, it comes from something called the Kauffman Foundation, which is the largest entrepreneurial support organization in the country. And so there's close to, I think, 120 other 1 Million Cups going on in different communities around the U.S., all on Wednesdays, all at 9 a.m. And so it's really cool for us to launch this Lake County Eustis chapter, because we launched in September. But I always think about it in perspective of, right at this moment, at least on the East Coast, all the other chapters are meeting right at this time, and it's entrepreneurs across, again, 9 a.m. every Wednesday. And so it's neat to kind of put it in that perspective. So didn't mean to steal the mic from you, but I just wanted to let for those who haven't heard that, it's something to always keep in perspective of, hey, what we're really trying to do here is really help entrepreneurs connect, educate each other, and lean on each other, and help each other move. Because that's what you're all learning here for, right? Is to make your business more successful, get more customers, make your business stronger, and this venue is really one of the best one out there. So anyway, back to you, Wendy.
Yeah, thanks. I'll take the next one. So, and I just want to introduce you to Marie. Marie is the president of the Eustis Chamber. She's right there. So if you have not joined, you really need to join because the chamber can do a lot for you as a small business owner. So before we get into the program, I do want to note we have our Tools for Business Success workshop next week. Okay, I'll pass these around the room. So please join us. It's a free workshop. LEAD, the Incubator, the SBDC, the Eustis Chamber, and Seacoast Bank. We're all going to be presenting some tools to help you succeed in 2024. It's from 7 to 9 a.m. next Tuesday, the 23rd at the Eustis Community Center. It's free to attend, so bring your friends, family, relatives, anybody you want, and come join us and bring your business cards. We're going to have some networking too. So let's see. Do I have the clicker? Okay. Where to go? Oh, you would invite me if it was any closer. Okay. So, some housekeeping. So, please refrain from side conversations and you can mute your phone. And we are filming live on Facebook. So, if you've got family, friends, neighbors at home that want to join in, tell them to go to Facebook and join in. They can ask questions. Delaney's monitoring everything. Okay. So, they can ask questions too. Thank you to our host, Mega Workplace. Pam, are you here? No, Adriana, you're here. Do you want to say a couple things about Mega Workplace? Sorry, put you on the spot.
Welcome to Mega Workplace. We are a co-op learning space. More than welcome. I have tons of information. Afterwards, you guys can come and give you a tour. We have designated desks, open desks, and a couple office spaces down in need where it's about communication, working together, and just going into the community.
And can they rent a workspace, like a desk, right?
Yes, dedicated desk, open desk. Our dedicated desk, you get a locking key for all your stuff. Our open desk, you're free to come anytime that you like throughout office hours, and you have an open space here to be able to do your work, free Wi-Fi access, and then there's allocated hours for your conference, mailing address, and much more.
And they can use the conference room, right? Okay, so if you're looking for a workspace, come see Adriana. We have opportunities here. And you can scan their QR code and visit their website. And our sponsors, thank you to Seacoast Bank and Dos Altos Latin Cafe, coffee. Todd, do you have any couple words other than join us next Wednesday or Tuesday at the workshop, right?
Right, yeah, so it's going to be tools for business success in 2024. There's going to be a great deal of knowledge at the time. It's going to be through leads, like you were saying. Seacoast Bank will be there. The SBDC will be there, and then we have the marketing. So yeah, if anybody, anyone that's wanting to take their business to the next level, it's going to be a great workshop with a lot of knowledge, 20 plus years.
Great. And is it
Jerry?
Is he here? Oh, do you want to say a couple words?
Just hope you enjoy the coffee and pastries. Thank you, Todd and Seacoast.
Thank you. So, first timer here to 1 Million Cups. Can you give us your name, your business name, and the industry, just so that we all know who you are, because some of us might want to network with you afterwards. So first time, okay, you want to start?
Sure.
Okay.
Maybe stand.
Name, sure, stand up, yeah, if you like. Stand in Miss America way, if you want. Okay.
My name's Tara Thornburg, and I own Thornburg Senior Services, and my industry is consulting in the long-term care industry.
Okay, new, you're new, right? No? No?
I'm
Okay.
new today.
Oh, okay, sorry. I know you're not new, you're not, who else? New, second row, okay, go ahead.
I'm Peggy Umberger with Apple Unemployment Services. We help people find jobs and companies find people in the corporate and satellite office space, so all administrative positions. And I'm a senior leader with the company. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sammy Hammer, and I just moved to Erie about a year ago. I am working to move into the little barber shop that's moving right across the street. I want to open up a French patisserie and coffee shop.
Great, thank you. I know you guys are new.
I'm Lisa Templin Rayborn, and I am looking at some different opportunities, and so not quite sure what I want to do, but I just want to come discover what it was all about.
Great, thank you.
I'm Kent Rayborn. I'm with White Aluminum, and we do exterior home improvements. Been in Leesburg since 1955.
Great, thank you. And the next row. Yes.
Maureen Short with First National Bank of Mount Dora. My particular role is more focused on mortgages, but as a bank, we focus on the relationship. We can, help small businesses, people, anything they need to do.
Great, thank you.
And I'm Rhonda Pincus, I'm also with First National Bank of Mount Dora, and work with Maureen, I do residential loans as well.
Great, thank you. I know you guys are new. Can I introduce yourselves?
I'm Dawn Hoffmeister, and we're with, this is my husband Tom, we're with Wallyat. It's a new company we've started to take photos from your phone and put them on the wall as big as you'd like.
Thank you. Tom, do you want to say a few words?
I'm with her.
And Tom and Dawn are our newest clients at UCF Incubator, so. Yeah. Okay, the next row. Amanda's row there. Anybody new? Two new. Okay, yes.
I'm Margaret Acker. I'm a real estate agent with EXP. I do residential, but I'm always looking to network on the commercial side, as a lot of my clients in sphere of influence are business owners. And I'm really passionate about the downtown area growing. I've grown up here for years. We moved in when it was kind of like downtown was feeling a little bit ghost town, tumbleweed down Main Street. And so the growth that's happened in the last few years is really exciting, and I'm looking forward to, between programs that I want to start and jumping in with other people for making downtown have more industry, bringing tech companies, improving affordable housing. That's really where I'm passionate about. So if anyone wants to go, hey, I need help with something on that, please reach out to me. And I'd also like to catch up with you in a minute with the employment. Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you. Sir.
Good morning. My name's Jason Neverett. I own ABL Endeavors, which stands for A Better Life Endeavor. My primary business for the last 7-8 years now has been personal growth and development coaching. I work with a lot of veterans, being one myself, and recently expanded a division of my company into the prosthetics and accessibility issues for veterans at Lake Nona Hospital. So thank you, John, for the invite today, as I'm building the business model now to provide accessibility services for veterans.
Great, thank you. And along the back wall, any new? No, very familiar to me, so nothing new. And going over here, anybody new? No? Okay, maybe they don't want to be recognized. Just kidding. Okay, great. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you all for introducing yourselves. So what is 1MC? So here's a quick video to tell you what 1MC is in case you don't already know.
Program developed by the Kaufman Foundation. It's a place where entrepreneurs can come and connect within the community. There's a real kind of vibe or a real energy here that's about supporting entrepreneurs. We have 2 presenters each week, 2 entrepreneurs. They come and tell about their journey. They each have about 6 minutes to present.
You're telling people what you're up to, and you're essentially getting feedback from them.
There's about 15 to 20 minutes of Q&A. All the questions that they asked us really got us thinking about new ways to think about our business.
It was good just to be able to get that feedback from the rest of the community.
So over the years, we've added more cities. It creates a great energy here to see what's happening across the country.
Last question for you, what can we as a community do for you?
The what can we as a community do to help you question is what really coalesces the community around every single presenter.
When somebody applies to present to 1 Million Cups, they're instructed to watch a series of videos through the Coffin Foundry School website.
It's invaluable information for someone who's founding a startup.
I felt better prepared, I felt more confident, and I think a little more focused than I would have been otherwise. Had I not watched the videos of the Foundry Schools, it was a great way to prepare.
I really like the educational component of 1 Million Cups because it does create that open forum.
You're going to hear great ideas that will help you start thinking even more about what you want to do with your business. What I've learned from other entrepreneurs is very, very valuable.
The cool thing about 1 Million Cups is that you're amongst other people like yourself. Just hearing someone talk about their startup, it just was magical to think about other people out there like myself.
Sitting in a room with other people that have ideas too, it helps people to leave thinking, you know what, my idea is worth something, it's worth pursuing, it's worth going after it. Even if it looks like a challenge, I should still go out and try to do it.
Okay, so 1 Million Cups, it's presenters, not pitches. It's connecting, not networking. So different from a BNI, different from a chamber, different from a Rotary. So those of you that are in here for the first time, I think you'll be pretty delighted at the end when you say, wow, that was a lot of fun. So in the middle of, and at the end of today's meeting, we're going to be giving away some tumblers. We are, okay. They're hiding the tumblers. So we're going to give some things away. So, if you want to present, you have a business idea, you could be in business already, you don't have to be in business, but if you have an idea and you're looking for help, come chat with us. You can fill out the form. The guidelines, newer business, 1 to 5 years old. What keeps you up at night? What are some of your concerns? We had a business come in, and I don't see her here, Angela Lutz. She needed help what to call her business, and so we were giving her ideas on what to call it. Let's see. So if you're an established business or you're looking to start a new venture, come talk to us. You can fill out the QR code there, or scan the QR code, or go to that website. You can apply. Just go online, fill out your information, and we will get your application, and we'll see you in. Because we do have a calendar, so fill that out and join us. And these are our social media. If you want to join us on Facebook, and that's our website there. We do service all of Lake County. And if you're interested in being a community organizer, like all of us, and there's some, Delaney, we got several of us in the room, come see us, because we are looking for volunteers to come help us and put these meetings on and just make it fun and entertaining.
And if I could steal the mic again, Wendy.
Yes, here you go.
You know, 1 Million Cups, again, volunteer organization. And it's just so important, especially for Lake County, is just building the entrepreneurial ecosystem in Lake County and Eustis. And that's where you come into play. That's where this venue, particular venue, and this is more than a new people, you know, look at coming here as therapy for your business, especially the people that present. You know, they come up and they present not just the good stuff about their business and how great of a salesperson or great marketer they are, but they're there saying, I need help with this. And that's where building that community of entrepreneurs, that's where entrepreneurs helping each other. And many times when we, you know, as some of the organizers coach people when they're going to present, you know, you take that little twist. If you do a presentation, usually you're trying to put your 3-piece suit on and your, you know, best outfit, trying to say, I'm great, I'm awesome, my customer service is amazing. Do that a little bit when you present here, but also your warts and the things that you need help with. And so, Wendy, back to you. Back in the studio, back to you.
Down the field. We've had other presenters, the schoolhouse.
Yes.
They were talking about ways to reduce the tuition for their parents. Because is anybody familiar about the schoolhouse?
Modern day.
The modern schoolhouse, yeah. So they were struggling. They said, look, our costs are going up, and what are some other fundraising ideas? And because we don't want to keep charging the parents. And then another company, the roofing company, I can't remember the name of the company. But they Farmers Roofing. Yeah, thank you. They were needing recruitment help and retention. So it can be anything. So just come to us, and we are your therapists. Only we don't have couches. We have cozy chairs. So. Oh, you have a couch? Yes, correct. Thanks, Delaney. You do have a couch. So yes, one at a time on the couch.
And an interrogation like.
Rick, use it as a heat lamp. Okay, so here's the question of the day. And so this is where y'all come in. Okay, raise your hand and answer. Considering the rapid changes in today's market, what is the one innovation or strategy you plan to implement in your business this year to stay ahead of the curve? This is a thinker. I thought this was a good question. Who wants to be first? Oh. Me? Yes, Sue.
I'm Julie with DA Construction. Something that every business should think about implementing is staying active on their social medias, keeping their Google pages updated, doing some SEO, all the good things.
Good, thank you. Yes, and say your name and your company. Delaney.
Delaney Foster, Junkie Monkey Junk Removal. I would say to not be looking around me and just to continue focusing on doing the next right thing.
Great, great. Yes.
This year, I'm looking to establish relationships with people that are, I would consider power partners. So Matthew Garrett Thrive, I'm a digital marketing expert. But people that are power partners, there's so many people that are already working with my ideal clients or people that I know that are good value connections. And so doing stuff like this, networking, you find power partners.
Okay, thanks. Yeah.
Todd Hopper, Seacoast Bank. This year, when networking, you meet so many different people, but really tracking the interactions and the conversations digitally, and then doing a better job of following it.
I agree. Yep. Well, that's money.
Monty with Lead, leveraging AI. So Lead will have a seminar in the first quarter. We'll bring in an expert from Lake Sumter State College of how they're implementing it at the college and grooming college students to ethically use AI. So of course that can be used in the business world. So he'll tell you more about that come to the event. I don't want to steal the spotlight here, but I think that's a goal that everyone should try to expand upon as that area refines itself naturally. So.
Great. Who else? Any others? We're all still thinking. Is your brain defrosting? This is a real thinker topic. Yes.
It's along those same lines, but I do feel like reevaluating the business this year, things are much different post-COVID. We had before COVID, we had weirdness in COVID, now we've got, this is what we get after, and it's much different than before. So just being willing to be uncomfortable to do what will work for your business.
Agreed. And I have one. So I'm a big chamber advocate. And we have two chamber ladies. We have Marie and Kate. Kate's with the Apopka Chamber. So if you have business out that way too, think about joining that chamber. But if you have not joined a chamber or some networking group, join it and go to the different groups and see how it works, see how you feel, the culture and the people. And so definitely get out of your comfort zone. And if you're an introvert, I understand it can be hard. I could talk to Wall and make a friend all day. So for me, it's like, wow, a whole new group of friends. So, but if you're an introvert, challenge yourself and get out there and network because it really will grow your business. But you have to go often. So that would be under the what are you going to do differently? You got to go often.
Who considers himself an introvert? It's usually half the room. Yeah, it's usually the half the room, and that's the cool part about it. I totally echo what Wendy had mentioned in terms of that, and being an introvert myself. And again, I don't know how armchair psychologists are in here, but the introvert part really is, after I get done talking to y'all, I need a little bit of time to recoup my energy. And so that's really all the differences. One thing over the years, having worked for 4 different chambers of commerce now and being involved in hundreds of networking events, we're just people. That's all it is. And it's so inspiring to be around people that are, in this room, being around entrepreneurs looking to better themselves and then collectively trying to make our community and our lives better. That's all it is. And so never be, Delaney, I know you're an introvert, right?
I
throw this out there like spaghetti on the wall, just to see if it sticks. My daughter, Sadie, who is not here with me today, and I now will not allow her to listen to the live just because she would shoot me. But she considers herself an introvert, and she didn't want to come initially to this, which she comes to almost every week. But she considered herself an introvert. She just kept calling herself, but Mom, I'm an introvert, I'm an introvert, I'm an introvert. And I told her that she was not allowed to use that word anymore. She is what she is, and she can be shy if she wants to, that's fine, but she's still gonna come. And the minute she stopped telling herself what she was the minute she opened herself up to the greatness of this group. And so that would be my challenge, to stop calling yourself that. Don't put that label on yourself, because you might be believing it.
And I want to say, as an extrovert, I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but when I leave here, it's like I'm on my business crap. Okay, I'm like so fired up, and I just want to talk to everybody and embrace everybody and say you got to be a part of this group. So yeah, I guess I'm the opposite. He synthesizes everything. I don't. I just go, wow, that was amazing, and I go out and share it. So we need all.
Yes. Agreed.
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, everybody. So the format for today, we're going to have one presenter. It's Miss Rolanda Qualls, and she's with QRX Consulting. She's going to give a 6-minute presentation with about a 20-minute interactive feedback. So any and all feedback is good, and we will get started. So you're welcome to take the lead here. Hand you the mic.
Welcome.
Thank you. And I'm very nervous about this, so just bear with me. I'm Rolanda. I'm a pharmacist, and I'm originally from Oklahoma. And when I got my pharmacy degree, I moved to Florida because there's no ice in Florida. Let's hope. But my business is QRX Consults. I started it in 2019. And I'm working on patient medication management. And so what I do is I use a variety of testing and just going over patients' medications to make sure that they're on the appropriate medication, they're not on duplicated medications, and they're taking their medications correctly, which is a challenge for a lot of people. So what I'd like to start with is a PGX test. That's a genetic test. It's just the cheek swab, and it helps me determine what medication is right for you. Everybody metabolizes medications differently. So like my sister and myself, we are totally opposites on things on our medication journey. So it's good to know that that test is out there. It helps save you money because you're not doing the trial and error version, which most of your doctors have done for you. You started on one antidepressant and that didn't work, so they added something else, or they switched it to a different one and that one still didn't work. This test tells you what's going to work for you. And it also helps with investigating like the chronic cases. Recently had a patient with celiac disease. And so this test showed that, yes, they confirmed that. So it's very helpful. Okay. And what I've done the PGX for a while, and now I'm trying to kind of lean into patient advocacy, which is also helping people with their medications, and also the healthcare system. It's a hot mess right now. So I'm helping patients talk to their doctors, formulate questions, so that they know what to ask when they go in. So who can benefit from some of these solutions? We've got the chronic condition patients, people with celiacs, with MS, any chronic situation, even high blood pressure, anything counts. And I'm also looking to help people who want to improve their lifestyle by getting out and exercising and eating healthy, and getting rid of the fats and all the inflammatory foods that are in their diets. And I do need to talk to you because I'm looking to line up with people to help patients make that decision about staying in their home, or do they want to move to a long-term care facility. there's a lot of heartache there for family who has to put somebody into a place like that. But I'm finding that there's a lot of people that just would rather stay in their home, my parents included. So my couple of target markets are the overwhelmed seniors, the ones who are on 10 medications, have multiple doctor's appointments, have different doctors all over the area, and really don't have a handle on their health care. And then I'm really looking to help family members who live out of state. There's so many people here that have family in the other states, and they move down here for the weather, hello. And their family really doesn't know what goes on at home. I've recently done that myself. I moved back to Oklahoma and lived with my parents for a year and worked at a independent pharmacy in their hometown. So that was eye-opening on what their struggles were day to day by living in the same home, and their medication struggles, their doctors. They're in their 80s and they're very healthy, and we're very blessed with that. But we made some updates, and so that's maybe what I'm looking to help people with down here. Is maybe if you have somebody in the area, you can contact me. I can go by, take a look at the house. Do we need to upgrade the tubs? Do we need to upgrade the toilet stools? Simple things that can be simple, but they can be expensive, but kind of weigh out the differences there. So this is these are my asks. Okay, is there a need for somebody like me?
100%.
Okay, would people pay for this service? Would they find it valuable? And how do I overcome the doctor's objections? I know a lot of doctors are not wanting you to get involved in their business. I'm working with 2 or 3 PAs and a medical doctor that love me. They're sending me patients. They're saying, I can't put my finger on what's wrong with this person. Run your PTX test, tell me your feedback, and then we'll get together and talk. And that's been invaluable. And contacts. I'm looking for the cleaning up. I've met Delaney. She's my jump monkey. And this lady here, I need to get with her because she's in the long-term care issue. That's what I'm looking for. I need insurance contacts who can help people set up an account or something to prepare for the future. Legal, people to take care of the estate planning, long-term care, home repair. If you need to have your tub ripped out and put a shower in, a walk-in shower, I need to have contacts that can help you do that. I also need a photographer so I can get some updated photos. Okay, and that is all about me. So thank you very much.
Great, thank you. So, who's got the first question? Yes, or first idea?
So, along the lines of how do you overcome doctor objections or insurance people's objections, you've already started to create some connections with doctors that do endorse you. One of the things I would suggest is to create a portfolio of those individuals, with the permission obviously, to say, hey, these are people that are already on work. One, they might say, oh, I know that doctor. So if they trust you, I'll give you a shot too. But also, so you can say, listen, all these professionals all agree that it's great to have somebody like me in your corner so that I can be a shortcut to getting answers for your patients. So you should too. So that would be one of the suggestions. The other one for, creating contacts, I even said that earlier, that's my thing that I'm working on this year is Power Partners. Doing that with the doctors, obviously, senior advisors, but in the healthcare area, think of all the personal trainers and coaches and gyms. There's somebody I can introduce you to that owns Wallace Fitness actually, and those people that are a combination of nutrition plus exercise. Right. Because those individuals that are investing at that level, they'll probably be willing to invest at this level too, because they have disposable income to be able to afford that. And probably
yes, thank you.
I'm going to get you in contact with Katie Smith, who's the only estate planner that I would.
I've contacted her.
Okay,
yes.
all right.
Working on my
That's
place.
illegal. Yeah, for sure.
Great. And I forgot Margaret.
Yes. For going off doctor board, people find this service valuable. I know for a fact that my family would contact you for this service because my grandmother, we several years moved her down to Florida from Raleigh. And she's 82, she's still living independently with her husband, but he's PTSD Vietnam vet, and she's, 82 COPD. And so moving into a home is something that they're concerned about because if she gets ill, that's very bad, that she's going to a hospital at any sickness. And currently, me or my mother will go over and help her with her medications because they're confusing to her. She doesn't have a good system for what I'm supposed to be taking, or is something messing up with another thing, I got prescribed something new, but I'm still taking the old thing. That's very confusing to her. She's not a very technical person. She's, a brilliant woman, but medication is not something she understands. And I think that your point of your two clients going, here's the senior citizen who's needing this assistance because this is far outpaces what they learned in their lifetime. It's completely changed in the last 10, 15 years, especially with online portals and those type of things of how you contact your physician or your prescriptions. That's all changed. And I think that this would be a service that the family members might be willing to pay for if you're looking at how is this service put in, because she wants her independence, but she also needs assistance, but she also doesn't want me to come over and clean, because then she feels like she's imposing on her granddaughter, of going like, I don't want my granddaughter cleaning, but I need help, if that makes sense. And so I think being able to have those additional contacts of pitching and going, here's what the service I'm providing, and the person paying for it may not be out of that person's pension or retirement, but might be that family member who's going, I want to help you, but I want to let you have your dignity and also be providing the right type of help.
Yes.
Because I feel like if I were to pitch this to my grandmother Madge of going, this is what we could do, she would probably go, oh, that's solving this problem here, and if they're just coming in, once a month to help with this, and maybe they just come in and set up all my pillboxes or something like that, she would accept that help, and it wouldn't feel like imposing because it's going, oh, we're just hiring someone to help with this problem. And I think on that aspect, you're spot on identifying the actual problems.
Thank you. So, Anna, we'll go this side, then we'll hit that side, so go back and
I love what you do because I think it provides additional dignity to seniors. But I wanted to touch on how do I overcome doctors' objections. I think the most powerful thing you do is with the doctors and PAs that you know, just ask them, who else would benefit from this? Will you introduce me? And have them introduce you to people in the industry and grow your network that way, because you walking up and cold speaking to somebody is gonna fall flat. Doctors they're very intelligent and they know it. So as diplomatic as I can be. My wife's a nurse, so asking them, hey, who else would benefit from this and would be a good introduction for me? So when they vouch and they say, hey, I know Jason, and he would absolutely send you clients or connect you with family members. And I do think that family members is, I would spend 75% of my target time with family members. Because they may end up being the ones who pay for it because they're not the ones on the fixed income.
Right.
So those two things.
thank you. And we'll go that side and come back.
Jim Green, joining us on Facebook, said, is there an option to present to medical boards?
That I do not know.
Ask the doctors.
Yeah. I'm not sure about the medical boards.
Okay, you'll be thinking.
I'm not sure. I'm thinking medical boards is the ones that set up the CEs, and there's not really an entity. I mean, presenting to like maybe a village's doctor forum, something like that.
Okay, in the back, yes.
I got one question for you. You have a test. Now, is that your proprietary? Did you develop that, or?
No,
I've never heard of it.
I use a lab, and it's called a pharmacogenomic test. It's just the cheek swab. It's similar to like an ancestry DNA. except it goes into more detail.
Okay, what I'm getting at is that, because I've never heard of like doctors, why don't they use this, but that's a different, I don't want to go into that. But the thing is, I think you should emphasize that in marketing. And then also, the way to do that, this whole consulting and everything would be using a type of telemed system where you connect with family members that are dealing with their parents, but then you have a telemed, so you don't have to physically be there, but be able to have a service where on your website where they, it could be a subscription fee or whatever, and market it that way, your services. And I think that would be you could blanket a lot of business doing that, but then it's also a residual based revenue stream coming in for you. And I love what you got to say, and I'd love to talk to you afterwards, because I'm a realtor in commercial and residential, and I deal with elderly, and this is a great thing for mobile home communities where there's a lot of people that are living alone, but then also the snowbirds.
Right,
So.
thank you, yes.
Okay, thank you, and straight in the back.
Oh.
Mina's helping me.
Hi, Jason Everett again with A Better Life Endeavor. Looking at how do I overcome a doctor's objection, just something to think into, maybe with a legal pad and pencil. Most objections, what people are really saying is what's in it for me. Okay, just think into that, so how does that add value to a doctor's office or service to collaborate with you with the service you offer? Is there financial interest there for him? Does it reduce time with his staff? What's going to draw his attention to say, I'll walk with you in this for a while and see where it goes? Because most objections are just somebody wanting to really say, not so nicely, what's in it for me?
Right.
And can you add value to his operation with your product and service? Not just the end user, but is he going to open the door for you, for his client? And there has to be value base there for him to do that.
Yes, definitely. There's like over 120 meds right now, and the list is growing of medications that show up on this test that you're either compatible for, can harm you, or are not going to do any good.
Well,
so you're wasting your money 3 different ways.
You see, and I would just encourage you along this line too. As I'm sitting here listening to you talk, I just get a natural reaction to want to get to know you better because of what you're doing at the end result for people. It's very easy in our climate today to want to replace everything with high tech instead of high touch. Relationship building is key. You can reach out and touch a lot of people number-wise and look at a graph and say, I hit some big numbers today with who I reached out to. But who are you building high touch with? How is that relationship building going? When you're sitting across from somebody, they're buying into you.
DOs are the best target doctors first because they're open to natural medicines and things like that.
Yes.
That would be the first target I would advise.
I think we have right here, right here.
Hi, yeah. So, as someone who struggles with a chronic illness that nobody can seem to figure out, I love what you're doing. They can't figure out if it's Crohn's, IBS, whatever. I've been poked and prodded with needles for several years. Nobody knows what's wrong with me. So I love the idea of the cheek swab, and I'm kind of sitting in the boat of why has nobody swabbed me instead of just sticking me with a bunch of needles. I'm 25 years old and I have a laundry list of 83 foods I can't eat. I'm like, that's nuts. And I work out 6 days a week. I'm like, that's crazy. So I love what you're doing. It also sounds to me, I'm obviously from the restaurant background, so as you're going through all of these slides of all these different things that you offer, my brain is saying like house of brands, right? Because like you have different, it almost seems like different pockets of expertise in terms of, if somebody says like me, I don't need somebody to come and overhaul my house or clean my house, but I might be interested in the genetic swabbing because that's what is relatable for me, or so there are these different pockets that you have. So I think as you're presenting, making sure that there is just clear definition and ease of service. So like if I log onto your website, I can say, okay, I'm interested in this, but not interested in that, and I don't have to get through all of that to get to this. And just making sure that it's very easily accessible, and then also that might help break it down, because I might say, okay, well, I can't afford all of this, but maybe I don't have to. Maybe I just have to afford this portion because that's what's right for me. So having a way to help people navigate where they need to start, what really is best for them, and then getting specific contacts, your power partners in each of those areas, so that you don't have to juggle all of those different things that you're trying to do by yourself.
Right. And the PGX, like with your conditions, it's like being a detective. It just really, it's like digging in the dirt and trying to figure out what's going to grow here and what's going on here. And so it's a detective story.
Thank you. Yeah, Amanda's going to was next. Okay, go ahead.
I'm Jared with Gonzalez Light and Coffee. What you're describing kind of sounds like a case manager or case, worker. I know that they exist in healthcare, but they're far and few between.
Yes.
And most of the time they're hired by an insurance company or by a hospital, and they're only for acute periods of time.
Right.
So I wonder how you can approach it, whether it be the insurance companies, for beyond just acute, because obviously a lot of the folks you're targeting, it's not just a 3-month because they broke their hip or whatnot, but it should be a lot longer, medication management, all these things. So I wonder if there's a way you can, insurance companies obviously never want to pay anybody anything, but I wonder if there's a way you can at least get some approval and start taking insurance at some level. I don't know if you do now, but I'd imagine that's going to be a hurdle for a lot of patients if their Medicare or Medicaid or health insurance won't cover, extra stuff, if they're on a fixed income or whatnot. What would that look like?
Okay, I don't know everybody's name, but Marie, this lady here, and Matt over there, and John over there, and then that lady. And then Kate, I heard it, Kate.
As an industry, the medical industry, I had the past year or two involved in a family issue, and they had to go and get not just an attorney for just regular legal matters, but they were involved in a criminal activity, not on their part. They were assaulted, and what happened is that the legal system, they do have specialists now, like you're an advocate in the medical field, they had a specialist in the legal field for, they call it a victim's advocate attorney. So you have all those skills that you need for that industry, but it's a different niche. So I'm kind of like, well, this is the same thing, it's just a different industry. And with the attorneys, with the regular practice, they had, some of them just have someone on board that has that specialty. And when you're navigating a system that you're not really knowledgeable about, that service was invaluable. So I'm kind of looking at this as the same thing. Maybe, you can find out, their model, how they go through it. There are doctors that will, take you on board. And the more technology and logging into your accounts and things like that, some of the older generation, they're not comfortable doing that. Or, even anybody, once you get in, if you have a stoppage issue, sometimes you just walk away and give up. So having someone else to be that advocate, have access to, I guess, their records too, if they wanted to. So it would be it's a legal thing, and so yeah, I would definitely talk to Haley too and find out if she has any experience in that, or she knows how that system works in the legal industry.
Thank you.
So, like Jesse and Jason, I'm curious about the doctor's objections that you hear. So, specifically, what kind of objections are they giving you? So if you know specifically what you're hearing, maybe we can help overcome this specifically? Are they afraid you're going to steal their patient? Are they afraid you're gonna prove them wrong or, and something like that? I know when I was in a different role within banking, I used to tell people, having a good banker is like having a good pharmacist. If you've got pieces of the pie all over town, we can't advise you on the best way to move forward. Most people, if they have some sort of illness, I'm gonna venture a guess if they have multiple doctors. If they're not all on the same page and this one is prescribing something that's not working, they're gonna keep going, not knowing that you might be on something else from another doctor. You would be the supplement, you would be the piece to pull all that together.
Yes.
And help the doctor so he's not always doing that trial and error. Selling to that point. Maybe they don't want to tell you they're seeing another doctor to cheat on you. Bring me in, I can pull all that together so that you look better when you solve their problem. What are the objections you're getting?
I'm having trouble getting past the gatekeepers, the girls at the front desk. Those are like the lions, and just
Feed them.
Here you go.
Yes.
You'll open the
Yeah.
door.
Yeah.
I just want to talk to you. I think you get in to talk to most of them, to explain what I do, and I'm not here to take your job. I'm here to help you with your job. This patient might not be telling me if it's a diabetic patient that he's eating 10 candy bars at night.
Right.
You just know his sugar's up and you keep giving him all this insulin. Some patients don't tell the doctors everything. So maybe if I can kind of weed that out of them and get that to the doctor, then we're all on the same page.
Yeah. No, she's right with gatekeepers. Keep them. Bring off the staff stuff that once they like who you're in.
Okay.
And there's high turnover, so they won't be there for very long.
With Matt.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so, the question I think a lot of us probably have right now is, what is your current fee structure?
I am running, the PGX test by itself is anywhere from $349 to $450. And so right now I'm charging $199 for the consult. So $699 to get the PGX and the consult. I'll give you paperwork so that you can take to your doctor and show him what we found out and what the highlights are and what drugs you need to avoid, and just kind of keep in touch with you that way.
Do you have an ongoing relationship structure as well? Kind of like what Greg was talking about? Because, I mean, I see you as like, I could have a relationship with you, sort of like a bookkeeper, but for my health.
Right.
Somebody that's
Exactly.
constantly giving me
Exactly.
advice.
Yes, that's part of the patient advocacy part.
So you have both?
Yes, yes. You just do a test and get it done and kind of get a background for the situation, and then we can work out a monthly or annual, something like that.
Yeah.
Do people like Quest do the test? Does Quest do this kind of a test?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
There's a couple.
And nothing that you do is covered by any kind of insurance at all?
We're finding that we're submitting these tests to insurance, and 6 months down the road, patients are getting a bill. So, Medicaid and Medicare usually are taken care of. So, but there's no guarantee, so I tell everybody up front, it might be $349. So, you kind of have to look at it that way. I can try to submit it to insurance, it's just turning out to be a bit more of a headache.
Yeah. Now, I believe that there's never been a bigger need for patient advocacy in the healthcare system than there is. I was in it for 25 years, and I look at my bill and I get it from the I go, this thing was billed wrong. Some way you may be able to expand your services is to provide financial advocacy for elderly citizens as well, because a lot of the bills that go out in the mail are wrong. And if you don't see it, they sit down at the desk, they write out a check for the thing, and they lose money. So just a suggestion.
That's a great idea.
So I wanted to kind of elaborate on a lot of points that were touched, but he gave me a good idea. So have you contacted any of the labs that you already work with and see if they would be interested, since you're bringing them, regular tests coming their way, so would they be interested in partnering up with you and bringing the cost for the swabs down, since you are going to be working with them solely? That might be something to kind of lower the cost there. But I also did you touched base on it a lot, but I know that some of the coverages, the medical coverages, they've been kind of giving incentives and money back to people who are doing like having gym memberships, or they are doing some sort of like healthier lifestyles. So have you contacted any of them to see if you might be you can fit in that bracket of like healthier lifestyle in order to maybe not pay for the full service, but what if they can get like 50% or even a 30% return on what what your cost is would be nice. And then also, so you're charging for an initial consultation. I think it's a great idea for you to do like the recurring subscriptions, where after the initial consultation you do like a 15 to 30 minute update every month or so, and that's like a, I don't know, $90 fee per, I don't know, there's just throwing numbers out there. But you can do it sort of like a subscription, and if they have any questions, you can update your website so that they can submit like a form, an inquiry, so that they have, I just got this new medication that was prescribed, so could we have a new chat, 5-minute conversation? Then based on that subscription that you're charging them, they can have these little like tickets that they can submit to you, and you can give them a couple minutes.
That's a great idea, because your medications are constantly changing, as you know.
Okay, we got Kate over here, then this young lady, then that gentleman right there, and then.
Probably your last round, I think.
So a couple of things. I'm guessing, I think FSA, people could pay you and apply that.
Yes, that has worked, yes.
Right. And then I think that you could be looking at this a little differently than Medicare, Medicaid. I think that there's an opportunity here for more of a concierge type.
Yes.
I would pay you to be my husband's advocate, because it's annoying to constantly be his advocate. He doesn't listen to anything the doctor says, so for the safety of my marriage, it would probably, I'm just saying, he would probably listen to me.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah. So I think that there's, I've spoken to people who are very affluent, who have, kind of that concierge experience when they go to the doctor in the first place. They'll go to, Mayo and have like every single thing checked out every year for a couple $1,000s, and they get like everything the whole day, almost like a cruise. They get an agenda. And then they know, and the next couple days, even if they have specialists, they have that type of thing that they do to manage their care. So I think your clientele could be a lot broader than maybe you're thinking. Everybody that sold their house in New York and came here still got money after they bought their house here, so they could use you.
And I'm looking to avoid insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most doctors are too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I can think of multiple people in my life also that could utilize the service. Two experiences that I've had where I utilized a concierge service kind of like this. I went to the chiropractor, and I was having some inflammation things going on, and I paid $500 for a food sensitivity test out of pocket, because the chiropractor, I trusted him and he recommended it and it worked. So I think chiropractors would be really good partners, as well as lactation specialists. I know these are different markets than the elderly, but my daughter wasn't eating, and so I had to edit my diet, and she recommended something and I paid out of pocket for it. So I think that's another market too, of people who are willing to pay the extra to get something taken care of at the root versus.
Right.
And then thirdly, I think it would be really good for you to have a flyer for all of us, because we know a lot of people. That would be
That'd be next week. So now your printer.
Or an email attachment.
Okay.
Or Jermaine.
I know you just said that you're trying to avoid insurance companies. Prior career certified pharmacy technician myself. But you only seem like you're doing medicine management, MTMs, CRMs, and tips. So if you can probably just get an insurance company to maybe pay you on the back end, you can maybe even set that up as a free service, and then hopefully insurance will pay you back for your MTMs and your tips and so forth. It's a term out. MTMs
Right.
hard to describe. It's like insurance companies will pay you to review medications with your patients. She's already doing that. So they pay you to review your medications so they don't, OD or anything like that, or misuse the medications, and she checks up on that. That's a process that a lot of pharmacies are already doing. You're a pharmacist, so if you can get an insurance company to agree to pay you for that, that might be a service that you can offer for free, and the insurance company pays you in the back end.
That's one of mine.
Okay, so I know that facilities, long-term care facilities like nursing homes, the surveyors from the Agency for Healthcare Administration, they are looking to lower the amount of drugs that people are on in the facilities, and they are tagged for too many medications. So I think that if you met with like maybe administrators and maybe the director of nursing and, showed them your service, that maybe that could be a benefit to them. But also they have doctors that come in to the facility to manage these people's care, and you would be a resource for them because, they want to look good all over the place. So I think that would be a good place to start also.
Yeah, one little personal story is, when I was living with my parents and working at the independent pharmacy, we had a family friend that had been moved from a long-term care to a nursing home because she was having dementia issues and she has Parkinson's. And when I took a look at her med list, I called her daughter because I knew her daughter had power of attorney, and I said, this is not right. This is why she's having these problems. And we got her into a detox facility, and she came out perfect. I mean, she's 70-something years old, she's smart as a tack. She didn't remember being put into the nursing home.
Yeah, I've seen it so
And
many
it was
times.
so sad, and it was so gratifying. And the daughter keeps telling me, you were where you were supposed to be. I said, I know, but I wasn't supposed to be in Oklahoma where it was cold. She said, you were where you were supposed to be. I said, I knew. I said, I made this position. My mom shared it on Facebook that they were looking for a pharmacist. I laughed at her. I looked at it. Well, that would be nice. I could see how mom and dad were doing. And it turned out to be such a blessing for everybody. Thank you, everybody.
Great, thank you.
Hold on.
Oh, and last question, what as we as the community can do for you?
The connections. I love the power partner idea, so I'm looking to get cards from everybody because this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for people I can work with and share the clients with. I mean, I can't do everything. I did remodel a bathroom. I'll do it again.
And a lot of these folks are chamber members too,
Yes.
so I'm sure that's be room and so, and business cards, we're gonna do our drawing.
Last call.
Last call.
Oh, one more.
I don't think
Matthew.
You can see that.
Yeah, they're hiding now, they're able to.
I'm gonna take your card.
Very good. Okay, are there any community announcements other than our big workshop next week? Marie?
I want to add on the workshop, it is next Tuesday, the 23rd. Again, the resources that are here in this city are amazing. And the excitement again of having you all here, being able to be at the chamber, which is right down the street, to people walk in and say, we have a resource down the street. You can go in and you could stop in and see everybody, and everybody has their specialty, whatever it is you need business-wise. So I would recommend RSVPing on the for the workshop. It's right down the street, down here, it's very close.
we will have, coffee and a light breakfast, and just come and again, create some more relationships, because if you come to these things, you will get to meet the people that can help support you in your business. That's what it is. It's a support group for business, is what it is. And that's why we come here, and that's why we all interact. And, we'll probably have coffee and maybe mimosas, because it's my birthday that day. So. Just kidding. But it would be nice. And then I have, George Fest is coming up for the city of Eustis. I have the schedule of all the events. There's a lot of opportunities for you to get involved as sponsors, as vendors. There are several days where there's vendors in the park, vendors downtown, participating in the parade. If you ever want to get in a parade and just participate, it brings, I want to say, Tom's here, 25,000 people on Saturday alone to see the parade. So I have these here. We also have TEDx coming up in February 3rd. February 3rd. If you have not participated in one of those, this is an opportunity, a local one, and it is amazing to hear people's stories and just sit and get excited. I get excited everything I go to, so I'm gonna stop here. But it's all happening in our community, so please come.
And Marie, do we have booths that need work, maybe a company to wear their shirts and work them?
Yes, we do. Our membership, we're going to put up a tent. We're gonna have a regular tent, and when we're not using it, if you wanna be down in the park, it'll be in the park. We have a couple of organizations that have said they're interested. So what we would do is we would turn over our tent facility Monday, Tuesday. I think Wednesday we're committed, but there are other activities in the park. There won't be any other vendors. It'll just be basically, I think, selling sodas or coffee or cocoa, depending upon the weather. But that we would make that tent available to those organizations, our community organizations. Come talk to me.
Yeah,
A lot of opportunities.
If your organization is looking for branding, go see Marie, because there are opportunities.
www.orlandosbdc/Lake County. We have classes coming up in 2024. We've got one on tax strategies, business metrics, how to start a business, and we're going to have a lenders panel here in about another 30 days. So just take a peek at that. They're all free if they're in Lake County. And when you go to that website, you'll also find a whole bunch of other classes in Orlando if you want to travel out there.
Thanks, Kate.
Not in this community, but you're invited. Tomorrow they're in Apopka at the Apopka Community Center, and if you need info, Marie has it as well. You'll be there. I think tomorrow you're coming. Yeah. Okay. Well, a couple of folks, but for government contracting. So if you are a small business under 7 million, most of us in here are. Then you are eligible for some small business contracting. There's over 200 million that are slated in Central Florida for contracting opportunities. So it's a free event. Tomorrow at the Apopka Community Center at 9:30 in the morning, 9:30 to 11:30.
Great, thank you. Oh, Marie,
Okay, yeah. Each year, the Lake County schools are mandated to have a CTE Business Expo. Right now, we just got the venues, Venetian Center in Leesburg and in South. This is the Art Center in Claremont. So you're gonna pull 100 to 150 students from each school to this as a county as far as jobs. We're looking for a wide range of things because some students aren't going to college, so we need to introduce them to jobs that they can get into right after school. On-the-job training, we're interested in that as well. Anything. So if you're a realtor per se, we want to present to them opportunities that we have in Lake County. All right. It will be in April 11th and 15th.
And CTE career.
CTE careers and so forth, exactly. CTE careers and so forth. The schools will be there, so we're hoping to make connections with the students. As they go in there, they speak to Duke Energy per se, and they want to be a linesman, we can welcome right over to Lake Sumter and enter them to that course. So that's the path they're trying to have there.
Is this taking the place of the individual, industry ones? Because I know they had one last year for construction and ag and.
No, that's something separate. This is done by the high schools solely, and it's going to bring 150 students from these schools and hopefully introduce them to something. Even if they go off to college, the hope is even if they go off to college in Georgia, they can come back and know they have an engineering job opportunity here in Lake County. Okay? So if you're interested, give me your card information. I'll be sending invites out this week actually. Okay?
Thank you.
Just real quick, feed off of Jermaine, Eustis High School, their Key Club is doing a college and career fair coming up February the 13th. They're looking for businesses, vendors to come in and talk to the kids. Last year was their first year, and it was much bigger, much more successful than they expected. So I mean, they're looking for anything. Kids don't know what they want to do yet. You know, whether you are affiliated with a school or a business, or you just want to talk about. It's not, you're not going in there to sell them insurance, but maybe sell them on the idea of being an insurance agent. What path did you take to get there? They let the kids in. They just kind of wander around. They're required to talk to, I think, 7. And it was just a really cool experience. I know they're looking to grow and they're looking for more people to come in. There might already be 1 or 2 realtors. That doesn't matter. They'll take more because everybody took a different path to get to where they are. And that's what the kids need. They need to know that there are options. So I have some information. There's a little QR code, but I'm sure you can find out this somewhere. But February 13th is their day at the high school.
Okay, thank you. Any others? Okay, well, great. Thank you all for coming today. We hope to see you next week. And before you leave, we're going to do a photo. So come up for a photo. Oh, up here. Sorry. Down here.
When you're working, a couple of years goes by. Right. It's like,
Carlos.
understanding what you really want and then just.
Yeah, and just saying, so what?
A lot of it's fear.
Sure it is. We have that too. We have that too, it's just that we don't listen to them. Do you know what I mean?
We internalize and be like,
Well, our why is better. Like, yeah, I mean, that number of every business, you know, the percentage is so much greater in their first 5 years of paying. That moves over me. It moves. It's not like I don't know what it is. I see it. But I'm refused to be a statistic. And so I, you know, and I have to keep doing And that's why my focus this year is not to look on either side of me. And it's just to keep doing the next right thing.
As always.
They're over there.
I know.
Thank you for coming. It's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, we're started off good, getting 2 a week, and now we've slowed up a little bit.
And I think that was fine. I mean, you get a little more in depth.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it. Just gotta keep spreading the reach, I think, to be able to keep the funnel going, just like anything else, you know. She presented at Ocala. Because I was like, kind of, she looks familiar. And yeah, I think
this was very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny how the one girl here mentioned about she had never been swabbed. And it's like, because I remember back in the day at South Bay Chamber, there was someone who, it was a diet thing where you get your DNA and figure out which foods you process right and all that stuff. And I think I need to try that.
You know, it's ironically, I just took a call. I went in the room there and talked to a buddy of mine. His dad had heart cath yesterday, and he was going by the pharmacy to pick up 10 drugs, 10 prescriptions.
Wow.
And that's what I was telling him. I said, well, this is what I'm listening to.
Yeah.
You know? And you just, common sense is, why aren't doctors doing this first?
Yeah.
That should be, I'm a new patient. There, let's find out what your body does.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Again, it's never root cause. It's just treat the symptoms.
and your doctors are supposed to study enough about the chemistry and the prescriptions to know those things, but I don't trust that
Yeah,
they can stay all up.
I get it, because it's like, myself included, it's like, watch your diet, exercise 30 minutes a day, and like, do I do that? No. Should I? Yeah, because then that would probably make my health better, but I just don't.
I'm on cholesterol and blood pressure pills.
Right.
I don't need those if I just drop some weight.
Right, yeah,
You know?
exactly, yeah. So it's kind of like, I see where they're, you think of a doctor's office and they see patient after patient after patient, it's like, this hurts or this isn't working right. Well, here.
Right.
Prescription, 10 prescriptions.
This pain doctor that I've been to is the first doctor, he doesn't prescribe pills. I don't like prescribing pills. And coming from a pain management guy, that's, now, he'll stick a needle in me and shoot me with some stuff. But.
So Portronics, so he's good to...
Yeah, I started looking at the application this morning, which is not very much at all. And when it's quiet, let's talk about how we want to pursue this. It'll be a long shot, I think, because it's really, he hadn't been in business, he hadn't been selling, there's no growth or metrics. Yeah, it's innovative.
As long as you can say it's innovative in the energy space.
And I need him to give me, can you describe this in 2 or 3?
Right.
They have a website, and I looked at the website.
It doesn't go into detail. I've looked on it too. There's a lot of pictures.
They've added some stuff to it. Nuclear nanotechnology, something that was a phrase that was used. So I don't know that nuclear is something new that I haven't heard him say.
I've heard about battery.
Yeah, I know. It's like all of a sudden it's making connections with me. Okay? If I start losing my hair, Ray, you know what? I've been there too much.
Well, I think it's so we get that. We got till the 25th.
Yeah, next week.
So get that together, and then I think once we submit, then we can go to high tech guys, because I heard one of the chief strategy officers leaving in February, so I'm sure they're kind of in a...
Yeah, I want to get Carol Ann,
Yeah, we can figure out...
I want to get her there. I've been trying to wait until they install this pump so that I can take people actually in the field and see something.
Maybe that might be a good conversation just to have with Wendy, because in my head I'm trying to think, all right, what's the... to be a part of the incubator, it's kind of like the coaching part, just playing it through of, there's the name recognition being thrown into that space.
I wanted to talk to her today, actually, I had already thought about it. I was surprised that he said yes, to tell you the truth.
For the OBJ day?
Yeah. Just, so if you do this, that means everything's good. Right. Duke can come to me and go, what do you got there? So, we're opening that door. So that's what made me, okay, go to the website, because people are going to say, Portronics, go to the website.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you gotta.
So I don't think he's ready when it comes to that. So I want to talk to Wendy and I want to talk to Ron. Okay, next step. We're innovation. We have this device. Now we want to market it. What's our next step in marketing?
In a sense, that's where Alan Bird, the guy that he was at the Tavares. Were you at the Entrepreneur Mindset where he did the Q&A panel? No. He had the 3 businesses, Jose, the Nautilus Coffee, at the Tavares thing where the guy spoke about the Entrepreneur Mindset. But I had Alan Bird who does PR stuff for the incubator. So I think...
And that's what I need to get Ron. I need a commitment from him, which will cost. Ron, do we market? If marketing is the next thing, and creating a better website and making it look We gotta do that. We gotta,
Yeah.
if we're gonna submit this and people are gonna come to you, we need
Right, yeah.
a good presence.
Or, again, considering, it's kind of one of these things. Well, you just got to be prepared of what does, like you said, what does this mean of what's going to happen once we
On his website, he already said, it shows on there, solar field. We can do this with solar energy. We can do this with pumps. So, to me, he's the one that's put it out already.
All right, so he's getting the pilot testing and all that stuff. Are there other companies that do what he does that are getting the same results? So you had a lot of people working on it. He got to the finish line in terms of, and they're validating that now.
Right.
In terms of what the technology does.
And I can't tell you, Ray, that who else has it. I can't.
Yeah. Because he's been working on it for 20 years.
Right, and somebody's got to tell that story, I think, on his website.
Right, yeah.
And that's what I want, to us to get somebody in to do a marketing thing of, and I've been telling them that for 6 months now. Let's get a marketing team in here, and we don't have to give tours. They can go to your website, they can see a video of Ron and hear about his background, and if they want to dig into that, great. And here's what we can do. Here's examples. And they have three videos that are done, I'm sure, on their cell phone that they're just showing kind of cheesy stuff.
Right.
We need.
Yeah, considering the considering the resources that he has, making an assumption, it doesn't have to be. It should be better quality. Well, no. It should be better quality than if they were bootstrapped people with no money and they just did, real startup.
I know. We'll look at some of the questions and see.
Yeah.
How we want to pursue. And who knows what they're up against.
Right, exactly.
Originally going to go brick and mortar, and then we got started.
Bring this downstairs.
What do you have a meeting with?
Oh, that's right.
And we're probably within about a year or so, we're looking at going.
Oh, can you leave that open? Great, thank you.